Hey, this is a message, gang, to all my youngers, bro. Stay down for this shit. Stay down for this shit, man. This shit don't come overnight. It's coming from a nigga who taking his time, getting his life back together. Feel me? I'm 21, and I've been through so many ups and downs with jobs, life in general, you know? And I'm talking from a perspective of being a civilian, you know, living the right way, because it's a lot of influences in terms of doing the wrong shit, you know, rapping and, you know, the street shit and all that. I'm talking from a citizen's point of view, you feel me? You know, I done been on that side before. I ain't gonna say I was a street nigga or nothing, but like I done did some bad things to make money, you feel me? That's all I'm gonna say. But what I wanna preach is it's okay to be working a job and stacking your bread. Don't get tricked into believing that it's a race for this shit. That you gotta be doing what the next man doing, and, you know, because if you always looking over at what somebody else got going on, you ain't gonna never be grateful for what you got going on. You ain't gonna never really realize the potential of what you can make happen with what you got going, you know, because people who tend to look at what another person got blessed with, and instead of focusing on what they got in their life, you will never feel so satisfied with what you got going. Like, you always feel like it ain't never enough, man. That shit not good. You gotta keep your blessings concealed, and you gotta keep them secure. You know, you gotta build that security and that faith with God. Like, I'm blessed. Don't ever look at another man or nobody in general and think, oh, I wish I was like them, or wishing for their life, because at the end of the day, we all our own people. You don't know what this person had to endure for them to get to that level. Nobody is born the way that they are now. Nobody. The people that you see that's successful in the world had to build themselves up to that. Long nights, long months, long years of dedication, hard work, ups and downs, you know, fall off, setbacks, you know, like losing track of, you know, they progress. And it's just simple, man. The way I see it now at 21, it's just simple to me. It's to just focus on my own lane, bro. That's all I'm preaching to myself. And that's all I'm gonna preach to the younger generation after me. You know, if you're in high school right now, if you're in college or whatever, take this advice. Just focus on your own lane, you know? Ask yourself, you gotta really sit down and ask yourself and get that clarity, like, what is it that you wanna do with your life? Because if you just somebody who just living day by day, you just consuming, you ain't really producing, you ain't really putting in no work for yourself, and you ain't really taking care of your own purpose, then you gonna look up and them years gonna fly. Take it from me, shorty. I was 18. I was 17 when I graduated high school. I turned 18 after I graduated, whatever. And the first, don't get me wrong, I work hard. I work hard for sure. I definitely worked hard. Like, a nigga was working jobs and shit. Before I graduated high school, my first job was Target. I was working hard and shit, or whatever the case may be. But the thing was, I was doing way more consuming than I was producing. I was consuming drugs, music, you know, social media. I was doing too much consuming. That year I graduated high school, I could have been doing way more producing. I could have been producing more effort to my job, you know, making more bread. I could have been producing more, you know, more clarity over my life, you know, praying more, you know, spending time, you know, producing more good energy. Because I guarantee you, if I can go back, take this from somebody that's 21, by the way. To anybody that's watching this, if you're in high school or whatever, take this. If I can go back to when I graduated or my senior year of high school, I promise you, right now as a 21-year-old, I will be making at least 6 figures a year. At least 6 figures a year, and I have a couple of businesses going already. And I'm just talking about on the money side of things, bro. Like, this the money side, gang. Other shit like mental things, I promise you, mental and physical shit, bro, if I can go back my senior year of high school, I'd be in damn near the best shape of my life. Like, that first year out of high school, I would have hit the gym. I would have been on everything that I'm doing now. And it's like, it's okay. I'm not doubted my path. I'm not mad that I ain't do those things, because you can't regret nothing, you know? Can't do that. You know, you just gotta move on. You gotta move on for sure. But one thing I would do if I'm young, if I'm y'all age, anybody that's watching this, specifically to high schoolers, or even shit, you could be in middle school if you're watching this video. Take this advice. Focus on your own path. Find out what it is that you want to do and stick to it. Don't let nobody get in your ear, your mind. Don't let nothing stop you or limit your belief into what you really want to do. And I'm talking about what you really, really want to do. Like, you have to really go within and go soul searching and ask yourself, what is it that you really want to do? Because sometimes people think that they really want to do something, but they don't even be aligned with who they are. You feel me? Just because you see another motherfucker doing it, you might like it because you see that person doing it. But the truth is, we're not meant to be like every other person. We're not meant to be like the person that we watch on YouTube, or, you know, we all got our own paths. Some of us might get inspired and might be so impressionable real easy. So we tend to see another person do something, and we think that, oh, I could do that too, which is cool. That's cool, whatever. That's cool. But it's like, is that really what you want to do? Because if you somebody who just see, if you somebody, it take for you to see somebody else to do it, for you to get motivated or to go put in some work, then that's not really what you want to do. You know, you have to really ask yourself, what is it that you really find a passion for, and what is it that you want to do with your life? Because life ain't always about just making money and shit, because that can get depressing too. But it's like, same time, you got to find a passion for something that you want to do and make money out of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy to make some money right now. With the internet being still, you know, the internet here still, like, YouTube and shit, like, bro, it's just time, bro. It's time to make some money, gang. And I'm saying that because we gonna need the bread for rainy days, you know. And as a young man, money is the best gateway to freedom. You feel me? Like, depending on other people and not having any money is the worst thing. That's the worst thing right now, bro. Because it's like, shit only gonna get expensiver. That's not even a word, probably, but shit is only gonna get more expensive, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, shit only gonna get more expensive, gang. So it's like, it's best you keep you some dollars in your pocket. You feel me? Like, it's best to just keep you some money in your pocket and stay out the way and focus on your own lane. Your own lane. At the end of the day, can't nobody tell you what you can and can't do, because it's your vision. It's your mind. You know, God created us all for a specific purpose or reason in our life. You know, we can't rely on somebody else's opinion to dictate whether we want to do something with ourselves. Can't let your parents get in your way. Don't let your friends get in your way. Don't let your coaches, your teachers, your girls, nobody get in your way and tell you that you can or can't do something, you know? Stay focused. Stay focused on what you telling yourself, because that's the only voice that matters. Is the ones that we use to tell ourselves things. You know, the ones that we use to think for ourselves. That's the only voice that matters. Everybody else's voice, it don't matter. You know, and I ain't saying just ignore what somebody is telling you, because sometimes a person could be telling you some insightful advice. You know, I ain't saying just shut them people out, but take it with a grain of salt. You feel me? Like, don't just, like, if you tell somebody your dreams and they go like, oh man, I don't think that's gonna work or whatever, or because they couldn't do it or something, if they telling you why they don't think it could work or something, or they suggesting something else, don't just shut it out. Just take it with a grain of salt. But remember, your voice counts way more. You know, you can still take advice and still do what the fuck you want to do at the end of the day. You know, you can still do that. Like, just know that your voice matters out of all voices. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something, or that plan might not work. Because a lot of times we do be surrounded by people that might not understand what we got going on, because we all our own individuals. Sometimes we be around friends and family that can't see our vision. and that's okay. You know, they still love us, or they still rock with us, or whatever the case, but they just don't understand us. They don't understand our vision. You know, me, for prime example, I got a lot of people in my life that I'm real close with, like family and friends and stuff like that. I ain't really told them like no vision of mine, but I got a big vision for like the remainder of 2025 and 2026. I got a big vision to just go all in, bro. Like, I'm talking about all in, like with all aspects of my life. Like, there's so many plans. I don't even want to tell it to y'all watching the video, because I believe in just keeping things concealed until it's all said and done. You know, that's just how I'm rocking nowadays. Like, keep everything concealed till it's all said and done. I'm gonna make a separate video on that. Like, just keep everything concealed to yourself. Don't tell nobody nothing. Like, you can give small little hints. That's the way I look at it. You know, I just give people small little indirect hints on what I got planned, or, you know. But in order for me to really tell somebody something, like, I gotta genuinely know that you want the best for me, and that you ain't no secret hater, or you won't say anything, because energy is real. You can tell somebody something, and if this person secretly hates you or don't really want you to do good, that can really, I ain't gonna say it could just throw your whole plan away, because what's meant for you will happen for you for sure. But it will be complications if you telling your plans to people that don't really want you to succeed, because their energy could throw it off. You know, they could be thinking about what you told them, and they could be thinking in their mind like, damn, I hope that guy, I hope he don't follow through with that plan. I hope that don't work out for him. The next thing you know, the universe will probably make your plan harder than what it was, because guess why? That person's secretly hating you. And, you know, I'm gonna make a separate video on that, because, you know, that's a whole nother topic that I'm gonna get into that's way deeper than what you know, what it is on surface, you know. But yeah, man, like I said, to all the young, you know, YMs, we ain't YMs, bro. We young men, bro. Hopefully this video reach the target audience that, you know, I'm trying to reach, which is, you know, high school kids, you know, teenagers and college, you know, because I'm 21, and I'm gonna be using this platform to voice my opinion on things that I went through in high school, or, you know, things that I'm learning now that I think, you know, could be insightful for the younger generation, you know, because, you know, I ain't have no man to teach me a lot of things. And yeah, one of those pieces of advice today is to just stay in your own lane, bro. Stay in your own lane, man. You know, and I hope anybody watching this video just take my advice. You know, you can take it and use it, don't use it, whatever, but, you know, just take what I said into consideration, man. Just stay in your own lane. Focus on what you got going on. Don't compare yourself to nobody else. And be grateful. Be grateful. That's another thing. That's one of the most important things. Be grateful as well while you in your lane, working for what you want. You know, because we tend to overlook the blessings that we already have, because we too focused on what we don't have. You know, we got to stop doing that. You know, I'm still working on that as a man, you know, as a human, I should say, because that's a human thing. It ain't got a gender on it. But yeah, you just got to start working on being grateful, man. But yeah, man, that's it for this video. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Y'all stay blessed.